Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacqueline. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacqueline at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to the Talking Head show at USA Global TV and Radio. My name is Roland Friedl, and maybe as you recognize, I'm not a Native American or British English speaker. I'm raised and born in a small little but very beautiful country in the middle of Europe in Austria. And I have more than 25 years experience in coaching, consulting international companies. And my background is, after working for corporates in marketing, in sales, I did sales, I did marketing, I run the sales department, I became a marketing director. Then I was the youngest member of board director in a huge company. So I had a very fast career, working hard, and then I left corporate world, started my own businesses worldwide, and besides that, I established a training consulting company, sparring.performancesystems.com in Switzerland, where together with my team, we support huge international companies, but also startup companies are in, 8 or 9 different languages we can offer in our team to support businesses, whatever they need to grow, to be more efficient, to increase sales, to make maybe their workforce more efficient, employees more productivity, whatever they needed, and that's what I really dedicate my life to. And yeah, it just was a huge change the last 2 years. I guess everybody made the experience of what went on with the pandemic and all the other crises we are facing right now. So after a month break, I had a break for August, so I was running the last month's different modules. If you missed them, the first module was, I'm just checking my notes, guys. The first module I delivered in February and March was increase your leadership performance by smart planning in effective team meetings. So if you want to learn more about that, please go do the recordings of all that you find on YouTube. And the second model that I delivered actually it was this was 6 episodes, the first one. The second model was a 12-episode one, performance under pressure, control of attention. And these 12 episodes have been delivered 3 months long, April, May, June, and July, actually 4 months. And then I had a break. And now I go to module 3, and I was thinking about, okay, what I can give you as a value when you are a single entrepreneur running your business wherever you are, maybe national-wide or maybe internationally or maybe globally, or when you run a huge international company, what value can I give to you? And I was thinking about that in August. Was the most value about it. And I was reflecting a little bit of myself, about my businesses, how they changed, how the market changed, how consumer behavior changed. So I came across and I decided to bring up a new topic, and because it's so intense and so important, I also split it in 12 modules. So the next 3 months, we will focus on this topic. And maybe I'll start bringing up the slides, the decks. I prepared a little bit decks. And yeah, let's get started. So the module I want to share with you is called Helping Customers to Manage Change Through Innovation. And as I mentioned before, it will be 12 episodes. So for the next 3 months, I split it in half-an-hour episodes. Every Tuesday, same time, same procedure. We go step by step through all these episodes. So the first episode we're going to talk today is next normal, new normal change. That's the topic today. reflect on that. I give a short outlook. The second episode is about how to manage change through innovation, how you can do this. And then we go deeper and deeper and deeper, layer by layer, how you implement this in your business, how you help your customers manage change through your innovational products or services, whatever you're going to deliver. Episode 3, we're going to talk about the golden circle that can make a tremendous impact on your business. Then we're talking in episode 4 about business curiosity. What does business curiosity mean? Meaning, do you really know your customer? How to get to know more about your customer? That's business curiosity, being curious. And then we have episode 5 and 6 are split in 2 episodes. It's about commercial insights. That's a very important one about commercial insight. You will need to get commercial insight to build up reputation, to build up trust, and be respected as an expert in your field. That will be 5 and 6. This is about so that focuses their information versus insight. There's a tremendous difference on that. So we focus on insight, not on information. And then we have another large topic. So we also split it in 2 parts. Episodes 7 and 8, the buyer's journey. So maybe you wonder why we not talk about the seller's journey. There's a seller's journey too, but we're going to focus on a buyer's journey. I guess you all have realized that the last 20 years with coming up the World Wide Web, everyone gets information, can get information. You don't have to call a company to get information, or get a flyer, or get a brochure, or you have to go on trade fairs. You can Google or whatever medium you use to get information about whatever you want, markets, products, services, whatever. So we had a tremendous shift the last over 20 years from a seller's to a buyer's market. So we talk about the buyer's journey and how you can align the buyer's journey with your seller's journey. So this will be 7 and 8. So we split it also because it's a huge topic in 2 episodes. Episode 9, we will talk about stakeholder identification, meaning I will help you out what kind of people you talk to, what you should consider, which departments you should consider, and what problems they are facing right now and where they want to go. I will also bring a lot of starters from highly reputed institutes like Gartner's and others. Then in episode 10, we talk about innovation stories. There we will talk about how to build up an inspiring story. It's more about, inspire people than inform people. So we talk about how to build up an innovation story, inspiring story to keep your listeners, your clients thrilled, so they want to work with you. And then episode 11 will be about account information. We will talk about how you can retain your account, your customer, by building up customer experience and loyalty. But we also talk about account growth, and it's something different. So account information. And episode 12 will be a 7-step business proposal you can use when you're starting business with your clients, hopefully. So that's a short outlook, but let's get started with episode number 1. It's the next normal, new normal change. That's where we start. It's our starting point, ladies and gentlemen. And, those of you who maybe have already seen live or recorded all the other episodes, I always do this in a certain manner, certain methodology. We will have a look on the why it is important. We will look about the what. We will look about the how. And actually, this is part of the Golden Circle too, one of our episodes. And then we will have it how you implement this in your daily business. So let's get started about the why first. And before I come to the why, so we will focus on this session about, first of all, is your focus segment, so the segment you're focusing on with your business, with your products, with service, whatever it is it changing? That's one question you have to ask yourself. Is your focus segment changing? Yes or no? And I guess it is, because everything is changing since all the crisis, since the pandemic. Now we have the energy crisis, especially here, with food crisis and stuff like that. And the second question you have to ask yourself, do you have a role to play? Do you have an innovation product service that helps your customer to manage this change? So when we think about the why is important to have a deeper look on that. Well, first of all, I guess everybody experienced that during the pandemic, it was said that when it was over, we would go to what is called the new normal. Later, when actually it was realized that many things did not return to the way they were before the pandemic. I don't know if you remember, it started in 2020. We said, okay, end of 2020, everything will go back. Then we had 2021. I said, yeah, maybe this year. And then we went to 2020. Then just we realized, no, we don't go back the old way. That was before the pandemic. So there came a term up. This is the next normal. The new normal was used. And now, with the tremendous consequences of the pandemic and added to what we hear in Europe, especially, I don't know what the impact is in the US, for example, or in other parts of the world, the war in the Ukraine and other factors, that we find that adaptability and resilience are very, 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 very key. That's what I found out with my team. And because we are facing such a disruptive and changing world, that we cannot relate it to any past time. I'm 58, or actually next Monday I become 50. I cannot remember. I met some, of course, I experienced some crises. Luckily, no war, but I experienced some crises like 2008, 2010, and crisis before, energy crisis we had in Europe in the 90s, and the 80s, and the 70s. I remember this, but I never experienced a crisis like that we are facing right now. If you go back, what happened in the last months. So what was never normal is with us now. And actually to survive the great recurring crisis, and I strongly believe companies of all types and sizes will have to tear down more walls and build more bridges to adapt actually to the changing demands of the domestic and when you work globally on the global marketplace. That's why it's important. And let's go a little bit deeper and stick here a little bit. And essentially, I strongly believe that to survive in this new, I would say in this new context, companies must develop and grow what is within their internal control, where you really can control, because we cannot control a pandemic, we cannot control a crisis, we cannot control a war. So we have to, what we can internally control and best anticipate and manage the rapidly evolving changes and opportunities. And to do so, ladies and gentlemen, we must focus, I strongly believe, on I think 4 main points. One, first of all, is protection and optimization of the workforce. And what we here include is sustainable hybrid work. Actually, in the pandemic, all companies made totally remote work, home office, remote work. Now, people coming back slowly to the offices, and most companies say, okay, we're going to be hybrid work, so maybe 2 or 3 days in the office, 2 and 3 days at home. So hybrid working comes more now. So meaning remote working has been actually a mixed experience for employees, and working patterns have changed. Maybe you realized it too, that working patterns have changed, and with most employees preferring to work more remotely. I highly appreciate it. As a consultant, I was traveling all the time, airplanes, airports. To be honest, I don't miss any of the airports and airplanes. What I miss is the personal contacts with my client. But I highly appreciate to work remotely. I actually like it. I do all the time right now. I'm traveling through Europe. I work remotely. I really love it. And many people who did a normal office job like it too. So although I strongly believe these employees who work remotely benefit from a better work-life balance, some remote workers feel disconnected from their team and actually are concerned about their career development. So they consider hybrid work to cover that aspect, meaning not being full-time working remotely at home. So in a hybrid mean, okay, connect with my management, connect with my leaders, connect with my colleagues. So hybrid working is very, it's very, very important. And actually, there was a global survey last year, actually this year, in the last 2 years, and it came out this year, and they asked 35,000, a little bit more than 35,500 more or less employees, and pre-pandemically, 74% always or mostly were on site, on the premise, 12% hybrid, and 14% always or almost always remote. And currently it's 59% always or almost on site, and 15% hybrid, and 26, so more than almost double, always or almost work remotely. So hybrid working is here to stay, and workforce distribution remains a priority, absolutely, for most businesses, and many of which will still work to balance, actually, employee productivity, well-being, and user experiences with organizational, of course, goals and objectives. So this is very important. Labor dependency becomes very important. So having the appropriate skills becomes absolutely important. Technology and automation, more people working remotely. They have to set up, the computers at home. They got a good network and stuff. So actually, technology, automation, it becomes more ability. To face all these challenges, of course, agility and resilience becomes more and more important. And when we there was actually another very interesting global survey of more than 200 senior executive managers, and they said it's less about attacking the market now, it's more about surviving and defending right now. That's what became very, very important too. So there's a lot of things going on, and more things is that are why so important is that we have superior customer experiences that's coming on, changing in offerings and experiences. Yeah, a lot of stuff is promoted online, so marketing becomes more important even than sales, because there was less personal contact with customers. So marketing became very important to communicate through different channels with perspectives or existing accounts, as more and more. So it's a lot of things went on. A lot of things changed very rapidly the last 2 years. And what has also become very model is what is called ESG, environment, social, and governance. It's also very important. And actually, also a very new survey came out this year. A survey of technology providers found a positive correlation between ESG. ESG, I remember, is environment, social, and governance, and corporate performance, meaning with 68% percentage, also more than 2/3 saying sustainability will be necessary to business strategy by 2025, up from 41% from today. So it's also about profit maximization. To maximize profit, ESG has a huge contribution to growth. To profit growth, as companies find it easier to enter new markets and expand their operation in existing ones if they have a strong ESG focus. So this is also a change there. Then what's very important is talent attraction. I strongly believe, and that's what I almost pray to my customers, is I think the future is for those companies who really find the best talents on the market, attract the best talents on the market, and bind them. So working strongly together with HR and building up a really strong HCM, human capital management, and invest there to bind these talents through good management, and by the HR department together with the managers and leaders. And this is also very important, really bring the talents on board and bind them. That's very important. So it's a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of changes are going on. And I guess if your clients too, the question is, can you play a role within? So I guess there's a lot of why to have a deeper look on this topic, how you can help your customers manage change through innovation. Because one point is clear: we have no control about change. We cannot control change. We only can manage change. So what's the next normal? I guess it's a little bit part of the why. The next normal means we never ever go back to the old one. I remember I with my business partner, we did actually a Zoom survey. We interviewed on Zoom individually different skill levels like chief executive officers, chief finance officers, chief operations officers from my network, from my customer base, from different industry, from different countries, different backgrounds. Actually, in the mid of 2020, so the pandemic was just 4 months on, and we questioned them. Okay, how was the shift from inside to remote work? How was it organized? Was it easy or not? It was very interesting. How do your employees feel? What do you think in the future? And then the question was in the early 2020, where nobody had no idea how long the pandemic will go on. And we asked them, okay, what's next? What's afterwards? And it was very interesting. 50% at the moment said, yeah, already, okay, we have a good experience on both sides as an employee, as an employee. We will go hybrid afterwards. I remember a top manager of a bank told me they already canceled or gave up 50% of all the rented offices in the capital. So they said, okay, we go hybrid. And then there was about 28%, more or less about 28%, almost 30% said, or we go back as soon as possible. So this is actually very traditional companies with, I would say, a bit like conservative over management. They said, oh, yeah, we go back as soon as we are allowed from the legislation. We go back, everyone inside again. And there was almost 20, a little bit more than 20%. We go 100% remotely. So we canceled all, we gave up all, or we will give up all contracts, all rented places, and we go 100% on remote. So it was interesting at this stage. So yeah, when you're still struggling with that, guys out there, we talk about the new normal, the next normal. We don't go back to the old normal. No way, absolutely no. So really stay tuned and be prepared for all the challenging that it's coming. So talk a little bit about the how. And as I said earlier, is we cannot control change. Nobody can control change. We never know what's going to happen. What we only can do is we can try to manage change, how we react on that, and how we can manage change. And actually, more importantly, is also to help our customers to manage change. And this will be this whole model. And we go layer by layer, deeper and deeper, how you do this successfully for your clients. So we will have a good future, a good fortune in the future. So about how, I mean, actually, as I mentioned, I strongly believe each industry segment is really undergoing significant changes. I guess that this is clear. Everyone experienced it. And the question is, do you and your company have a role to play? As at the beginning, this question, do you and your company have a role to play? If so, what is your part and what value can you offer? So really think about it. Do you have a role to play? Yes or no? Second, if so, what is your part and what is your offer? What is the value you can offer to your customers to help them manage change? Sorry. And the second question is, you ask here, and do you feel your role and value proposition is generally strong in the next normal? And if so, or if not, why? So I repeat this. And do you feel that your role and your value proposition to target clients, existing accounts or new accounts, is it strong enough in the next normal? And if so, why? And if not, why? Think about that. So how you approach your customers in the new normal. And if you are unsure about where to fit in, or if you are unsure of changes, your customers, if you don't know them, and are your customers facing changes, yes or not? Are they facing changes, yes or not? That's absolutely understandable. Absolutely, that's normal. But the reality is that you may highly be capable, and you have a significant role to play, and you're more able to capitalize on factors like industry change than you may think. When most people are so scared or so distracted that they even don't realize, we have a role to play. Absolutely, we are capable. We are capable, but they don't think in the first moment. So I guess that your challenge is more perspective than rather capability, and something you can solve by, and that's a very necessary. That's the base of all. You can solve it by rethinking and reframing. And we will also deal about it in later models about rethinking and reframing your role and your purpose first. And then we start about helping our customer rethinking their status quo and reframing their issues they have. So be patient. We all go through all these 12 episodes. And actually, as the next thing, everything we will cover in this 12 episodes the next 3 months, as I mentioned. I strongly believe this will help you to do so, and it will also allow you and your customers to think and work differently in the future. I strongly believe this. So if you have any comments, any question, you're more than welcome to contact me. The best way is you can go on my personal website, rolandfriedl.com. From there you find a link to spartanperformance.com and get in contact with me. We're more than help you to connect with you and reflect with you on how we, with our experience, can help you, like we did with other companies especially on this topic, the last 18 months. Well, I didn't talk about what if the implementation. Yeah, the what if the implementation is about the next modules. I will lead you step by step, as I said, how to help your customers manage change through innovation. That's the implementation. So for now, what is the implementation for now is, think about the questions I asked you before. Do you have a role to play? Yes or no? What's the value you can bring to your customer? Think about it. And what is your product, your value? Do you have a strong value proposition to approach existing accounts and new accounts to help them to get through this change? That's the question you have to ask yourself. That's your implementation or your homework until next week. Okay, this was a short introduction about what's coming up the next 3 months. I am highly excited. I'm also writing a book about this topic that will be launched hopefully soon, because I strongly believe that besides having the right stuff, meaning finding the right talents, binding the right talents to your company, whatever size it is, whatever product or service you're delivering to your customers. That's one point. The second point is, like this topic is, it's all about helping your customers manage change. I really emphasize on that, because it's all about that. We're all facing changes, and as I said, we cannot control change, but we can manage it. And you're going to make a fortune in the future if you help your customers manage change through your innovational products and deliveries you already have, or maybe you think about it, maybe you're going in a new business field to broaden your offering. Okay, look, so we come to an end. Thank you so much for listening. I would highly welcome if you recommend this channel, USA Global TV and Radio. We have different topics. Also on Talking Heads, we have other colleagues who are very, very interesting topic. And if you want to join me for the next time, next Tuesday, same time, same procedure here on USA Global TV and Radio, and we're gonna continue the journey of how to manage change for innovation for your customers with the second episode. And this topic will be, as I said before, we go deeper in managing change for innovation, how you can do this. And as I said, layer by layer, you have a whole picture at the end of this 12th episode. Thank you so much again. Stay tuned and see you next week. Thank you.